You know, just drinking eggnog. It's actually oatnog. It is amazing. It's probably better than normal eggnog. Can you believe that it's the last month of the year? Like, I can't believe it. One more sip, one more sip. Okay, I'm done. I swear, I'm done. All right, December TBR. I've seen a lot of other videos of people saying that this is kind of the wrap-up month of things that you want to read, that you want to finish, but for me, I'm a seasonal reader, so I'm gonna be reading everything that's putting me into the winter spirit, the holiday spirit, and that's what I've got for you today. I've got older books, I've got classics, and I also got new releases that just came out this year. So on the list, first up, we're gonna start with the new releases because those are probably going to be the ones you're most interested in, and I've actually read some of them, so I'll let you know which ones those are and honestly what I thought of them. The first book is Always in December. This book is by Emily Stone and it is a holiday romance. This book takes place in London and I absolutely love reading books that take place in a different area other than where I live, especially around a festive season. This book is about a girl named Josie who sends a letter to her parents that have passed every single Christmas. And while she's on her way to the post office, she encounters a guy and he's super handsome and he changes the course of her life. But this is not the typical love story that you might think it is because he ends up ghosting her, and that alone made me want to read this book because it's not a typical thing that you would read about. It's not just a they meet and happily ever after. Someone ghosting you is very realistic and it does happen a lot, but it is a love story. The next one is Baby It's Cold Outside. I'm really looking forward to reading this. Baby It's Cold Outside is about a girl named Nora who meets this boy on a Christmas vacation named Andrew, and they make a promise that if in 10 years they're still single, they will meet under a clock tower on Christmas Eve. So Nora in 10 years actually goes and tries to meet him and sees if he shows up. I have no idea if they actually meet. I don't know if she ends up meeting someone else in the process, but this book has really good reviews and I just love the storyline of it, so I can't wait to read this one. The next one is The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. I actually already read this and I absolutely adored it. It really put me in the Christmas spirit. I thought it was such a cute story. It is about a girl, I totally forget her name right now. What is her name? Her name is, her name is Ivy Perkins. She gets divorced and she moves from Atlanta, a big city, into a very small town and buys a farmhouse. And when she buys the farmhouse, she discovers a Santa suit in the closet and finds out that the people that originally owned this farmhouse played Santa and Mrs. Claus in the town, and they were super famous for doing it. I really liked this one. It was the perfect start of my Christmas reads. The next one is A Christmas Bookshop by Jenny Colgan. Colgan. Yeah, I said that right, I think I said it right. This is about a girl named Carmen who takes on a job helping revamp a old bookstore that is in Edinburgh around Christmas time, and I don't really know much more than that, to be honest. I think an author comes into the bookshop who's super famous and he's a really cute, handsome guy and they maybe fall in love. I'm not quite sure, but I found this book specifically through Goodreads and it had really good reviews, and anything that has really good reviews on Goodreads I trust and I will just go for it and read it, and that was this one. Another book that had really good reviews on Goodreads, like fantastic, almost 5 stars, is Snowflakes Over at the Starfish Cafe. So it's about a girl named Holly who inherits a Starfish Cafe that was passed down by her parents, and she has an unexpected meeting with a guy who loses his dog, and it ends up at the cafe. Again, all I know, but it has amazing reviews. This book is super cheesy. I already know it's going to be super cheesy, but I love super cheesy holiday stuff, especially when it comes to Christmas. Actually, only when it comes to Christmas. That's the only time I appreciate the cheesy stuff. And this one's called A Royal Christmas Fairy Tale. This book is about a girl named Kaylee who is a New York reporter who is sent to Europe by her job to interview the royal family of some country. I have no idea what it is, so I'm not going to try to pronounce it. It's probably fictional. I have no idea. And while she's there, the queen requests that she writes a fairy tale novel for the princess. So to help her get inspiration, the prince shows her a bunch of the different royal traditions that take place within the castle, and who knows what happens? Maybe her story ends up being true, I don't know. Again, one of those cheesy books, you probably are gonna read it and know everything that's going to happen, but I kind of enjoy that. It's gonna be festive, and I'm excited to see if it's actually great, but it has good reviews, so I'm expecting it to be. Now it's time to move on into the classics. The first classic is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is technically a short story, so if you're looking for something that is festive to give you a little break from all those novels you're reading, this is the one you'll want to pick up. This is about Ebenezer Scrooge, who just hates Christmas, and he is taken into the past by the ghosts of Christmas past and reflects upon all of his different Christmases and ends up coming back a changed man. I'm not going to talk on this one too much just because most people do know this book, but I did not want to leave it out because it's so good. Okay, the next book, this is probably my favorite. I just finished reading it, and that is The Murder on the Orient Express. 5 stars. This is one of the best books I've ever read. Definitely one of my favorites now. I can't believe it took me so long to read it, but I'm so happy I did. This is a page turner for sure. The entire time I was like, who did it? Who did it? And I've seen the movie. Like, I saw the movie a long time ago, but I forgot what happened. I was really curious about reading this book because I had no idea how Agatha Christie would end up putting all of it into words. So many descriptions of each character and background stories, and I don't know how she came up with it, but it was incredible. It's so good. If you haven't read it, go read it right now. You will get through it within a day. I'm not even kidding. And although this may not be Christmas, it is in the snow. So I consider that to be a part of the winter side of things. The next book is Murder for Christmas by Francis Duncan. This book is about a guy who is invited to attend Christmas at a manor with a bunch of, I'm not sure if they're friends or just colleagues or acquaintances. It's just a bunch of people, and one night Santa is found dead under the Christmas tree and all the presents are missing. So this book definitely gives me Murder on the Orient Express vibes along with Clue vibes. I know while I'm reading this book, I'm going to be psychoanalyzing every single character, trying to figure out who did it, and that's just what I love. Now moving on to older books that aren't classics. And the next book is One by One by Ruth Ware. Riley Sager actually compared this author to Agatha Christie. So me just saying that, you know it's going to be a murder mystery thriller that takes place in the snow. This is not Christmas related. This book is about 8 co-workers that get snowed in the French Alps at a ski resort. And a lot of people have a hidden agendas that you soon see unfold throughout this book. The next book is The Snow Child by, oh gosh, I don't know if I can pronounce this. I'm so sorry. I don't know if I can pronounce this. This book takes place in Alaska in 1920, and how often do you get to read a book that takes place in Alaska? And it's about a couple that can't have children, and they end up making a snowman that looks like a little girl, and the next day when they wake up, they see her running around, which is just kind of creepy, but it's not a scary story. That's all I have to say. And the last book on my list is Lillian Fish Takes a Walk. This book takes place in New York City in 1984. It's about Lillian Fish, who's an 85-year-old woman who is celebrating New Year's Eve by walking around the city, and as she's walking around, she just starts recalling things from her past that have happened in the town. And I love books and TV shows and movies that take place in New York personally because I've never lived there or experienced a city life like that. So reading about it, I feel like I'm living a different life. I actually started reading this one. I really like it so far. She's a boss of a woman and it's very inspiring. Okay, so that's it for my December reads. I hope you guys liked this video. I hope you liked the books I suggested. If you've read any of these books, let me know below. Let me know which ones. Let me know what you thought of them because I love having discussions with other people that have read the same books as me. Also, feel free to share some of your December reads. So yeah, I guess that's it. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye, friends!